Hey everyone, July 11th is just around the corner, and that means Star vs. the Force of Evil Season 2 is about to begin. I'm so hyped, and I hope you are too. So, I have decided to go over all of the other clips and promo art pieces that we have seen so far that I have not covered already. If you have known before, I have already done one where I went like frame by frame discussing this certain clip that we got. And now I'm going to go over a lot more, so this is probably going to be a long video, but if you can make it to the end, that's going to be awesome, because I'm going to talk about so much, and even at the end, some what would people might consider leak stuff. As many of you are Steven Universe fans, we also know that we are getting a Steven Summer Adventures, which means a lot of new episodes, so I definitely have my work cut out for me. And if you are fans of both of those shows, then you have a lot of watching to do over the next couple of months, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So first, before I show you the frames of the clips that I would like to analyze, I want to go over a few things first. First is telling you when each episode is. So here we go. We actually know the first 3 episodes, which include both an A and B segment. It's usually how they air Star episodes, I believe. And of course, on July 11th, we have My New Wand, which says Star must learn how to free Marco from a magically locked closet without using her wand. And then we have, right after that, is Ludo in the Wild. When Ludo is thrown into nature, he must overcome the elements and creatures of the wilderness to survive. So those are the first 2 we're getting on the first day. Then a week later, we're getting Mr. Candle Cares, which is Star rebels after the school guidance counselor, Mr. Candle, insists that her future is set in stone, and Red Belt. Marco finally decides to focus on earning his Red Belt in karate. Finally, on July 25th, the ones that we know for sure, of course there's going to be more after it because the season is more than 6 segments, is Star on Wheels. When Marco teaches Star how to ride a bike but forgets to tell her about brakes, he teams up with Oscar and Glossaric to save her. And finally, Fetch. A mysterious stray dog steals Star's wand and refuses to give it back. So we have a bunch of exciting episodes coming up. There's probably going to be a lot of, good story plots that we can expect, and also maybe some lore, hopefully. Also, of course, a lot about the wand and Ludo. I don't know if we'll see Toffee or anyone else like that soon, but, you can always keep your hopes up. Another interesting thing that I wanted to point out was that the show's director tweeted out that Season 2 is going to be 42 segments long, compared to Season 1, where there was only 24. So that means there are going to be at least 21 episodes. And there could be more, because there might be some 20-minute episodes like St. Olga's and Storm the Castle. So, like I said before, I also have some clips I want to show you, or not clips, but the frames from the clips that I'm going to analyze that many people might consider leaked and would prefer not to see. This is a thing that has been happening a lot in the Steven Universe fandom, and people are kind of more sensitive to that now, so I just want to give a warning for that. But a lot of these things are actually from promos officially released by Disney XD, and I just wanted to tell you that before we get started, which I'm going to do in a second. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that I will post the links to the clips in the order that I mentioned them in the description below, and there are quite a few of these, and so this is probably going to be a long video, and I applaud you if you can get to the end of the video successfully. So let's begin. Although I said I wouldn't be going over the other promo that I did a few weeks ago where I made a video of it for frame by frame, I'm actually going to do a little bit more analysis because more information has come up, and looking deeper at these images that we got do reveal quite a lot of more things that we can find from it. So this is actually the Grab Your Wand promo, and if you remember, this is where Marco says the infamous Smooch Buddies line. So this image in a very early segment of the promo is probably most likely from Red Belt. Looking at it now, we see that Star is wearing Marco's red belt around her waist, and like I said earlier, she is also babysitting Buff Frog's children, and they grow up so fast, which is just a really cool thing, and I can't wait to see them grow even more if that ever happens. So what we'll be seeing in this Red Belt episode, I'm not 100% sure. Besides Marco getting his red belt, what happens to Star, why she's acting like that, is she just really happy, or something else totally happening to her? When I did my promo analysis last time, I mistakenly said that this is a new enemy, but actually looking at it now, it's most likely King River, because look at his hair, the color of his skin, and also some other things like what he's wearing. Earlier in the promo, we saw him on a bear wearing the exact same thing. So this is probably him, and I was totally wrong about that. I'm so sorry. Mistakes happen. This frame, a little bit later, we see Star in a police station. We actually saw her really jumpy right before seeing this frame, so this could either have been from the wand, which could have been something to do with episode 1, but probably not, because that episode is about Marco being locked in the closet. It could have actually just been that she had too much sugar and blacked out, or something else happened to her like that. Or it could have been worse because Star looks worn out. Like I said, maybe the wand possessed her or something. But look at them hug, it's a good moment for both of them. And here is the Smooch Buddies scene. And I know I said this to Starco earlier, but I was pretty much joking because it would be strange to spoil it in a promo if something like that happened. Although here something is definitely wrong with Marco. He is not acting at all like he should be. And looking at where he is now and looking at the descriptions of the episodes, this is almost definitely Mr. Candle Cares. We later see Tom torturing Marco by spinning him around on that wheel thing. It is possible that he was hypnotizing Marco to act this way, but the synopsis for Mr. Candle Cares says that Star is rebelling. So it is possible that Marco is acting this way on purpose to try and show the counselor that what he sees as Star's future is not the case, and it's just a big misunderstanding between Tom and Marco. I already mentioned most of the other things in the promo, like the Italian unicorn and Ludo's close-ups, which will probably be from My New Wand and Ludo in the Wild, respectively. This moment when Glossaric and the ferret are together could either be from the season premiere or from Star on Wheels. It's not 100% sure as of now. Here are some more screen caps, which could be from My New Wand. You see here that Star's eyes are turning dark, and this could be to the wand and it being cleaved, and much like in Lobster Claws, as we have seen in Season 1. The wand also seems to be acting random and strange. It's probably corrupted both Star and the unicorn inside the wand. It seems the wand is also trying to hurt Marco, which is so sad. We also saw this small frame from Ludo in the Wild when Disney XD was showcasing a bunch of other shows a while back, and we didn't get much else from that episode besides Ludo's close-up in the first promo that I discussed earlier. On to another promo, we have this one from Disney XD's Facebook with a few Season 2 moments sprinkled into it. And the only notable moment, which we have not seen yet, is where Marco falls out of Oscar's car, which is filled with trash. He's probably trying to ask Oscar for help with Star, which means that this is from Star on Wheels. So things may get serious in this episode. We also got this poster from My New Wand, and it shows how Star and Marco are separated, almost like they are cleaved apart, just like the wand currently is. And then we have this poster from Ludo in the Wild. We also have this screen cap of Star attempting to break Marco out of the closet, and then there's this spot the difference picture that shows that she is unsuccessful in trying to get him out of the closet. There was also this Season 1 summary video that had one tiny new scene with Glossaric in Star's room. He is probably trying to help Star out after Marco got locked in the closet in the first episode. Which then brings me to this new picture of Marco being locked in the closet again. I really feel bad for him. There's also this one for Star. She has definitely tried everything to get him out with no success. Next up is a pretty big promo. It has a bunch of other shows in it, but of course my focus here is the Star versus segments. Star says, "Who's up for fireworks?" and then proceeds to use her wand for that purpose. It also looks like Star gets hurt a lot in this promo, so this might be from Star on Wheels. Most of the other parts of this promo all look like they're from Ludo in the Wild. I will talk more about this episode later, but there's some stuff I would like to point out now. He has various beard hair lengths throughout the promo, and apparently he can grow a beard, which is something weird. And it would be interesting to see how long he's actually in the wild for, because he seems to be all alone and wandering around. Finally, for this promo, we have a scene with Tom. He looks totally furious. This is probably from Mr. Candle Cares, because you can see the background, and Tom is most likely in that episode because of Smooch Buddies. Maybe Marco was pretending to be Smooch Buddies with Star, like I said earlier, and Tom thought they were serious. So he kidnaps Marco and starts torturing him. Next is this short clip where Marco is kissing a bike. This is obviously from Star on Wheels, although why Marco is kissing a bike I am not sure of. He must really like this bike, so he must really trust Star for him to let her ride it. Then there is another clip which is also posted on Disney XD's Instagram. This image is of a very monstrous Star and could either be from the first episode, assuming the wand corrupts Star, or from the Red Belt episode, since it looked like she may be holding Marco's green belt. Star here is alone outside, and her wand is making a fire for her. Is there anything it can't do? I mean, it can do pretty much anything that she wants it to, meaning it is very powerful, and it seems to have almost no limit in its power. And this is assuming that her wand isn't broken and the fire is just there because it caught on fire, and it's more likely that she wanted to make it fire instead of it's just broken and burst into flames. And this could be from the same episode as the last clip. Maybe Star went wild because of the wand and then got lost outside. Or maybe it could be from Star on Wheels and Star gets lost when she doesn't know how to use the brakes on the bicycle. Next up is the newest promo. There is so much going on in this one, and one of the most important moments at first is seeing the unicorn again. And we see that Glossaryck is checking up on him by looking inside the wand. And I'm going to be going over a bunch of more important moments, but not all of them in this promo because there's just so many, and there's a lot of repeating stuff as usual. This here is Marco riding in Oster's car, so it's most likely from the Star on Wheels episode. Is he trying to stop her? Because obviously she can't use the brakes as we know, so this probably means he's using the wand to try and stop her and make her not hurt anybody or maybe even herself. This is the first look at the Fetch episode, which we really had not seen prior unless there's something that I thought was from a different episode that was actually from the Fetch episode. And here basically a dog steals Star's wand and refuses to give it back. This is a very weird looking dog, and I see why this episode may be interesting. Then the next thing I want to talk about is very big. Big as in this may be the Spade character that I've been speculating about. This looks like it could definitely be her. It could also be Star in a costume since they have some similarities, but it is most likely my first guess of this girl right here with the purple hair being Spade. After all, she looks like Miss Heinous, and she even has a bow tie just like her. Finally for this promo, we see the wand. And the most interesting thing about the promo is that it actually says the missing piece is found. Find out what happens, blah 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 blah. This means that the piece is going to be found in the first part of the season. And which episode, I'm not sure of yet. Finally, I want to talk about the leaks. Okay, they're not actually leaks, they're just promos, they're official promos, but maybe some don't want to see this because they actually do spoil the first minute of each episode, episode 1A and B, and, this might be sensitive material for some. But to go on, this looks like, this is definitely from My New Wand, and it turns out that she was talking to her biggest fan, StarFan13, on the computer. Then we see that Marco just got out of the shower, which makes things pretty awkward, especially for Marco. But it does show that their relationship, Star and Marco's relationship, is pretty close, even if they're just friends, which, who knows, that might end up just happening. They seem to be pretty close, nonetheless. There are a lot of cool details in the room. She has a picture from the Storm the Castle promo episode. Usually they make a little promo picture, little poster before each episode, kind of giving you what it's about. And of course it's posted for us, for the fans, on Tumblr or some other website usually. And that means this fan has fourth wall breaking powers. And she also has Star's boots. So she may be a little stalkerish. It seems pretty intense there. And completing the setup for this episode, the wand goes haywire, which makes it go inside the spellbook and then launches itself at Marco, which then disrobes him and locks him in the closet. So I want to know, why can't he get out? He has the spellbook and the wand, but is he able to use them? And we know that Star is trying to help him from many other promos that we have seen, and she tries basically everything, but still cannot get him out. Finally is a clip which shows the first minute of Ludo in the wild. It starts with saying day 1, which means that the episode is probably going to show a long period of time in Ludo's life. He's getting pretty philosophical as he drifts in space. He still has part of the egg he hatched out from on his head in Storm the Castle. And we know that Star used dimensional scissors to kick him out of where he was in that episode, but where he is now, I just don't know. It looks like he's mostly in space or something like that. A fun little tidbit is that we see some dimensional scissors in the rubble of space as he's drifting through. And in the clip, it shows that while trying to get some chips, he gets hit by a comet or a bolt of energy or something like that, and he gets shot into another dimension. Just where he goes is uncertain as of now, but it will definitely lead to many interesting Ludo adventures. So those were the 2 final clips for analysis I had for you guys today. Both are from a website called Toons.tv, which I actually just found about. It has a bunch of cartoons I've never heard of, a lot from different countries, a lot of shorts. It's a pretty cool website. Maybe you should check it out. There's nothing too noteworthy on it except for these promos, of course, or if you'd like Angry Birds, but you never know. They might have some good stuff eventually. I also wanted to thank some new Patreon subscribers, Luna Shirley, Christine Axon, and Morgan Winter C. Look forward to more Starverse of Force of Evil and Steven Universe videos in the upcoming weeks. We have a lot in store for us. So, thanks for watching!